A man had a pet dog that looked eerily human. He didn't know what breed it was, but it was unusually well behaved. The dog never resisted when he brushed its teeth and would quietly sleep beside him every night. However, the dog had an enormous appetite, so David decided it was time to find a girlfriend. That's when the beautiful Annie appeared on his dating app radar, and they agreed to meet. Before leaving the house, the dog even cheerfully wished David good luck on his date. Annie was immediately charmed by David's good looks and happily accepted his invitation to visit his home. She was even more impressed when she saw his luxurious house. It was obvious he was rich, and to top it off, they both loved dogs. As sparks flew between them, David suddenly confessed his feelings. Annie was over the moon, but what she didn't know was that David's dog was quietly watching them from outside the room. The next morning, just as Annie was about to enjoy the breakfast David had prepared, the dog appeared at the door, and it shocked her. This dog clearly looked like a person in costume, but David insisted repeatedly that it wasn't a person. It was his pet dog. Annie lost her appetite instantly and said she wanted to go home, but David's villa was in a remote suburb. Walking home would take her until next year. Fortunately, David wasn't bothered by the earlier argument and kindly offered to drive her back to her dorm. After hearing Annie's story, her roommate wasn't surprised at all. She said those kinds of pet dogs were pretty common online these days, people voluntarily pretending to be dogs. She even joked that Annie shouldn't let a rich and handsome guy slip away over something like that, and asked for David's contact info. Remembering how sweet last night had been, Annie decided not to let love go that easily. Luckily, David reached out and apologized, saying he should have explained the situation about the dog earlier. On their next date, Annie proactively asked to meet the pet dog, but the moment it came out, it acted overly excited. David suddenly snapped, scolding the dog and sending it away. Then he turned to Annie and explained that the pet's name was Frank. Since childhood, Frank had only had David as a friend. Over time, Frank began to believe he was a dog and saw David as his master. Annie accepted the explanation. Maybe rich people just had strange hobbies, and she wouldn't mind becoming rich herself. Their relationship quickly deepened, and one weekend, David suggested they spend a tech-free holiday together. Annie happily agreed, and the three of them, David, Annie, and Frank, had a great time playing indoors. But just as David went to the basement to get a bottle of wine,